afternoon, and how are we doing today? How many of you have visited digitaldeepak.com before or have seen the blog? So quite a few of you. Good to know. So today I decided that I will not have any presentation, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit of my own personal story, and then I'm going to just show you behind the scenes of what I've been doing, how I've been doing things, and some live stuff like behind the scenes. So that we will do towards the end of the presentation. So just to tell you a bit of background about myself and how I got into digital marketing industry and what I feel right now is important with the whole digital marketing that is being a buzzword around the whole world in India and everything, right? So my own perspectives of that. So that's what we are going to discuss about today. So how many of you here have digital marketing agencies, or are you consultants? Do you do digital marketing for clients? So quite a few of you, so excellent. So you will find the presentation very interesting. So basically, because of the background that I come from and because of the way I've done things, I feel that my perspective of the market, of the digital marketing market, is a little bit different, which I have seen a very few people reflect with me and agree to my points, and that's what we have seen with clients and out in the market as well. So I got started with a blog in 2008, and this blog was called digitaldeepak.com. So this is my blog, and the first blog that I started in 2008 was called bikeadvice.in. So I graduated from civil engineering, and I chose civil engineering because I thought I would join my dad's construction business, and I didn't know what else to do at that time. And basically, I knew that I was not interested in going ahead and doing coding or programming or trying to write programs. So I towards the end of my engineering, I felt that abhi chalo le lenge I got a placement offer from an IT company in Bangalore. I took the placement offer, and it was recession, right? 2008 recession. So until 2009, I did not get a call, and I did not have much of work with my dad's projects as well because he was doing it on a very small scale. So I thought I was interested in motorcycles, so I thought I will start a WordPress blog. So I was trying to look motorcycle related information online, and I was not finding it. Most of the motorcycle information was published on magazines, and these magazines had monthly issues, and you had limited information in it. You didn't have videos, you didn't have rich content, you didn't have latest content as well, right? So I thought I will go ahead and fill the gap in the market. This is something that I wanted. When I wanted to buy a bike, there was not enough information online. So I just started this blog called bikeadvice.in, and this particular blog came into existence because my dad's friend, he started a Hero Honda showroom at that time, and I had access to test riding the motorcycles and taking some pictures of the motorcycles. So I registered a domain, I installed a WordPress blog. I think I got my first hosting at hostgator.com, and it was like $10 a month, and I believe HostGator is also a part of Reseller Club's parent company. So that's how I started, $10 a month and just a domain. And on the very first day, I had 22 visitors from Google search, because obviously WordPress is by default SEO optimized, and I published my first article, which was Hero Honda Hunk 150cc review. So I just put a few pictures, some 500-word article, and I just published it, put it there. So for 6 months, I did not put AdSense on my blog. I was just building the traffic. And since I had plenty of free time and nothing else to do, I was living with my parents, no living expenses. And since I had a job offer in hand, nobody was pressurizing me that you are just doing a hobby and not making money. So that's how I got started. And then slowly I started learning SEO, everything online, just going ahead and searching the web and spending a lot of time from morning to evening, plenty of free time. In 6 months, the site was getting around 2,000 to 3,000 sessions a day. And then I decided that I will put AdSense codes on my site. And as soon as I put AdSense codes, whatever revenue I started making from AdSense, I started reinvesting into the site completely, and I did not withdraw a salary from my site. So I was making around $100 to $200 a month. That's how it started. And then I started building my social media page, and I started building my email list. So I understood that if I collect an email list and then use this email list to go ahead and send traffic back to the site, it would work well. I also did a lot of user-generated content. So if you check bikeadvice.in. So this was basically an idea that came up. So we started creating ownership review contests where we would say that we would give a helmet and a jacket and a glove as first, second, and third prizes. And what you need to do is just submit your bike's ownership review. And every time we did a ownership review campaign like this, we would get at least some 10, 15 reviews. So you can see that there's so many reviews by people. And all this kept coming. So I kept scaling up, the revenue went up to $2,000 a month with AdSense. That was the maximum I could achieve. And the maximum traffic that I achieved was 44,000 sessions a day on a day when we had Auto Expo and we had plenty of posts and people were searching for it. So this was my digital marketing journey basically through blogging. And this helped me learn email marketing, social media, and everything in an integrated way. Right? So coming back to the topic, so just stay with me. I will get back to the topic on how to help businesses with digital marketing. But so here, this platform helped me stay updated with what was latest in digital marketing. And today, when I train digital marketing for people, I always tell them that you have to go ahead and have a side project or a blog, which you can always keep working on as a hobby, so that whenever there is something new in digital marketing, you can instantly implement it. And as soon as you implement it, you start learning from it, right? Because theoretical knowledge is not going to work here. So 2012, I sold the blog because the blog's revenue kind of saturated at $2,000 a month. I was not able to grow it beyond that without having an external investor or anything like that. And also, when I started in 2008, all these motorcycle magazines and newspapers, these media companies were not having an online presence. And I was easily able to rank on top for any keyword. Like for example, if you search for Royal Enfield 350cc review or anything like that, my site will rank on top and I would get easy search traffic. But then it started getting a bit more competitive to actually generate the content because the marketplace started becoming very crowded and I was not able to go ahead and get reviews of bikes, test rides of bikes to create the reviews. So earlier companies used to call us and give us test rides, but then the bigger companies started coming in and they started taking the pie of the market. And also during this journey of running Bike Advice, just give me a second, I had a very strong realization that display ads is never going to be a good revenue model, and you can never depend on display ads. One of the main reasons being, earlier, when you think about pre-internet era and when you think about display ads, newspapers and magazines were the ones who had ads. Newspapers and magazines when people are consuming the content, their attention span is not all over the place. But online, the floodgates have been opened. Anyone can create content. Right now, when you look at their day, when you look at the amount of information they consume, more than 50% of the information they consume is from their friends, or it is from a blogger, or it is from a YouTuber, or something like that. So when you are doing this in a professional way, when you are trying to have a magazine model, or when you are trying to create content in a professional way, you can look for revenue models because you are getting attention, but eventually you have to convert this attention into an entry point into your funnel. And if you don't convert that, and if you are just trying to make money from the top of the funnel, which is just display ads, it's never going to work. I started looking at dailymail.co.uk, TechCrunch, Mashable, all these companies, and then I had a conversation with Gaadi.com CEO, and everyone agrees to one thing: if you are trying to make revenue from display ads from a publishing channel online, your revenue will hardly make up for the salary of the salesperson who is trying to go out and sell the display ads. So this was a huge realization for me. And then I sold the blog. I moved from Salem to Bangalore. Salem was my hometown. And in the meantime, when the IT company called me in 2009, I declined the offer and I continued my blogging journey. So blogging journey was good because I was reinvesting all the money. I had opportunity to go to Auto Expos. Then if you look at some of the opportunities I got because of blogging, obviously bloggers would reflect with it. So I got an opportunity to go to China as well. And I went on a 4-day trip to China because apparently Chinese government was trying to increase exposure to the Chinese manufacturing industry, and they were searching for something like Indian Motorcycle Blog or Indian Motorcycle Magazine, and Autocar, Bike India, none of them came up online. So they stumbled on my blog, and they invited me to this 4-day Chinese trip, which is fully sponsored, including state travel along with an interpreter with me and everything. So I had this opportunity, and basically that was because of SEO and stuff, right? So, so first, when they sent me a mail, the subject was in Chinese, actually. I thought it was spam. I might have deleted it. But I thought, like, let's open it. And they said, we will provide a round trip. We are inviting you as a journalist and everything. And I just replied. And then they actually sent me the flight ticket. And then I checked it was real flight tickets. Then I thought, OK, so this opportunity is real. So I went to China and came back. And then I had to go to Delhi to get a journalist visa for this and all that stuff. So I sold the blog. This is still being run by my co-founder. So I sold majority equity to my co-founder, and she started doing. And then I came to Bangalore. I started this blog called Digital Deepak. And this was a side project, and I was working at various startup companies like Practo, InstaMojo, Razorpay, Xotel. So all these startup companies, I started working as a digital marketing manager. And while I was working, I always loved blogging, and I felt blogging gave me clarity of thought. So whenever I learned something new in digital marketing, I would go ahead and write an article about it. So when you put your thoughts into words, it becomes more clear and it becomes more concrete. So anyone learning anything at all, if you write about it, it's going to become concrete.